Hey, I'm Steven with Create a Great State and Grow Missouri, and we are here with Ray McCarty today of the Associated Industries of Missouri. Ray, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with us. We're thrilled to do so.
Thanks very much for having me.
Absolutely. So I guess first things first, what exactly is Associated Industries of Missouri? Tell us a little bit about that and what you do.
Sure. Associated Industries of Missouri was one of the very first trade associations formed in 1919 to write the very first workers' compensation law. And it took us quite a long time to do that. It took a collaboration between Associated Industries and some labor unions to get that done. We got it done in 1926, and after that, the business leaders decided we should stay together and try to work on other issues that were important to business, and we've been together ever since. So we lobby in the state capitol on issues that are important to business, always looking out for the business interests. Primarily, 95% plus of our membership are manufacturers or businesses that serve the manufacturing industries in the state. So that's our niche.
Perfect. Well, great. So we may have spoken with some of your members, some of those that you represent, and because we've been crisscrossing the state for about 90 days now, and we've been asking everyone, small business owners, to just folks we're talking to on the street, saying, guys, what do we need to do to create a great state in Missouri? There's an overwhelming feel of we're tired of mediocrity, we're tired of settling, and we're ready to really do some great things. And so I kind of want to put that question to you now and say, what do you think? What do we need to be doing to create a great state in Missouri?
That's a great question. There are probably more ideas than anyone has time to write down. But we do need to do something to make Missouri a better place to locate and to reward our businesses that are already here. And we've had several ideas that have passed through the last several legislative sessions. Unfortunately, our governor has not agreed with all of those, and we've gone through some pretty vigorous legislative sessions and veto sessions trying to override his vetoes on several items that we thought would be good for businesses and the business climate in the state of Missouri. Quite a few tax issues, many of which we were not able to override his veto on this last legislative session. We'll be back with those again in the upcoming session. And workplace issues, things that are really important to keeping our businesses in business here in the state of Missouri. You may not know that our Missouri Human Rights Act actually makes it easier to sue Missouri businesses under the Missouri Human Rights Act than it is under the Federal Human Rights Act.
Oh, wow.
So it's a disadvantage to locate your business in Missouri because you could be sued under the Missouri Human Rights Act as opposed to the Federal Human Rights Act. One of the few states where it's better to take a case under the State Human Rights Act law than it is under the Federal Human Rights law. We got to change that. And we've sent bills twice now to the governor, and he's vetoed them both times they've been sent to him. So that's something that needs to change in the state. And you don't think that's a problem until you're, someone who hires people. Well, every employer in the state of Missouri hires people, and you could be the victim of a discrimination claim. That's where that becomes important. Things like trying to straighten up our whistleblower statutes to make sure that we grant true whistleblower protections to employees who are really blowing the whistle on an employer who's about to do bad things that are really truly illegal. But we don't extend that protection to someone who just thinks that the employer is about to do something that's illegal or something that they think is illegal. And we've had people that have claimed whistleblower protection, got huge settlements, over $1 million, for something they thought the employer was doing that was illegal, that was not illegal at all. We've got to change that.
Yeah.
So, there are things we could do to straighten up our tort area of law in the state of Missouri. There are things we can do in the tax area of law, and then there are things we can do, to try to make it more attractive to locate your business in the state. We passed some great things. We passed the first tax cut in nearly 100 years. Finally got that over the governor's objection, enacted into law. One of the original Associated Industries ideas came from one of our members to lower the tax burden on those businesses that are sole proprietors and partnerships and S corporations and LLCs out there. We provide a business income deduction. That idea came from one of our members. That's now in the law and it will phase in over time. That will help in the tax area. But we need to do something to try to help students that have student debt. And we think, one of our bigger problems that we hear from our members all the time is being able to attract and retain quality employees. A lot of our students coming out of our educational system are not choosing Missouri employers as a place to work. They're coming here, they're getting our education in our educational institutions, and then they're going to other states or going to other nations to work. So we thought Representative T.J. Berry has had an idea that we think is a great idea, and we're helping him put the finishing touches on that now. And that is to try to reward those students that choose a Missouri employer by perhaps helping provide some way for them to help offset their student debt. And so we're putting the finishing touches on that legislation now. If a student in one of the science, technology, engineering, and math fields who's graduated with a degree at a certain GPA in one of those fields chooses a Missouri employer, then maybe the state can provide some kind of a tax credit or tax incentive for them to stay here, choose a Missouri employer, and we can help offset some of that student debt that they have. So those are just some of the ideas that we're tossing around for next session to try to make Missouri a better state. We think it'll help overall. You know, if we can create a good environment to work in the state of Missouri, that rising tide will raise all boats.
We're here with Ray McCarty of Associated Industries. Ray, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks very much
sitting
for
down
having me.
and talking with us, and for your work on behalf of our state. We really appreciate it.
We love our work.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing highlights to it. We appreciate it.
The pleasure's all ours. Thank you so much.